Hey guys, it's our very last bell ringer before our Thanksgiving break. This is so exciting. Let's go ahead and get started and get this baby done with. Okay, let's start with the rounding. I feel like that would be a good thing to keep practicing. Okay, one thing I want you guys to keep practicing is making sure that you're able to read decimal amounts correctly using your place value word. So this number would be read 102 and 91 thousandths. Make sure that you can identify the place value position of each digit. The 0 is in the tenths place. The 9 is in the hundredths place. And the 1 is in the thousandths place. So we're going to round 102 and 91 thousandths to the nearest tenth. Find the digit that's in the tenths place. Find its next door neighbor. It's a 9, so of course that's 5 or more, go upper floor. So the 0 increases to a 1, that's the go up a floor part. And then the 9 and the 1 just revert to zeros. And you can include them or not. It doesn't change the value of the number. Now we're going to round 102 and 91 thousandths to the nearest whole number, or to the ones place. Find the digit that's in the ones place. Find its next door neighbor. 4 or less, let it rest. So these digits all are going to stay the same. That's the let it rest. And you can either include the decimal point in the 0 or not. It doesn't change the value of the number. Now we're going to round, last but not least, to the tens place. So we have a 0 in the tens place. And its next door neighbor is a 2. 4 or less, let it rest. So this 0 is going to rest right where it is. The 2 reverts to a 0. And then, of course, all of these digits revert to zeros as well. So when we say round to the nearest 10, we're basically saying that 102 and 91 thousandths is closer to 100 than it is to 110. Okay, next we're going to subtract 12 ninths minus 5 fourths. Now these fractions are interesting because they both represent an amount that is greater than 1 whole. Anytime you see a fraction where the numerator, or top number, is greater than the denominator, or bottom number, you know it's called an improper fraction, and it represents something that's greater than 1 whole. So 12 ninths represented visually, that would be 9 ninths plus 4 more ninths. Okay, so here's my 1 whole, and I have split it into 9 equal pieces, and I'm going to shade all 9 of them to start with. So that is my 9 ninths. And then to that, I'm going to add 4 ninths for a total of, no, I'm going to add 3 ninths, sorry, for a total of 12 ninths. Okay? So just to make sure, 1 ninth, 2 ninths, 3 ninths, 4 ninths, 5 ninths, 6 ninths, 7 ninths, 8 ninths, 9 ninths, 10 ninths, 11 ninths, 12 ninths. Okay, so these two amounts together represent 12 ninths. And from that, I'm going to take away 5 fourths. But of course, we have different denominators. So I need to do something to my fourths to make it easier to subtract. This is where our least common multiple comes along. we need to find the smallest multiple that both 4 and 9 have in common, which I'm pretty sure if well, let me not say that yet. Okay, so let's skip count. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 9, 18, 27, 36. Yeah, I think it's going to be 36. So sometimes if you skip count and you can already see in the first 4 or 5 multiples that you don't have one in common, you can just go ahead and multiply your denominators together. 9 times 4 is 36, so we're going to say 36 is going to be our common denominator for this. So how does that affect our model? We're going to take our 12 ninths and we're going to divide all of these ninths into 4 equal pieces. So now, instead of 12 ninths, we have 36 out of 36, that's our 1 whole, plus 12 out of 36, that's our second piece here, our less than 1 whole portion. So our improper fraction out of 36 is going to be 48 out of 36. And I know I'm kind of on the right track here because my improper fraction, where I converted 12 ninths to 48 out of 36, I still have an improper fraction. My numerator is still bigger than my denominator, so that makes sense. Okay? Now I'm going to subtract 5/4, but let's quickly convert that to something out of 36. So 4 times 9 is 36. Because we always have to do the same thing to the numerator and the denominator, I'm going to multiply my numerator by 9 as well, and that will give me 45 out of 36. And this makes sense because 5/4 is also an improper fraction, and so I'm going to subtract an improper fraction as well. All right, now when I get rid of 45/36, that's going to be this whole thing here is going to go away. Goodbye. So 36 out of 36 is gone. And then let's see. I have 9 more to get rid of over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That leaves me with 3 out of 36 left. Just this little piece right here is left. And if you want to give yourself an extra challenge, you can reduce it to 1/12. Okay, let's go ahead and practice multiplying by powers of 10. So when I multiply 1 1/2 by 10, or 1 5/10 times 10, I'm going to rewrite my number, add a 0 as a placeholder, just to keep me on the right track, and then move my decimal point over 1 spot. So 1 5/10 times 10 equals 15. Next, I'm going to multiply 1 5/10 times 100. So let me rewrite my number with some zeros as a placeholder. Let's move our decimal point over 2 spots, and now we have 150. Now we're going to practice dividing. So let's divide 1 5/10 by 10. Rewrite your number and add a 0 as a placeholder on the other side of the number, because now we're moving our decimal point to the left to make the number smaller. So 15/100 for that one. All right, last but not least, we're going to divide 1 5/10 into 100 equal pieces. Rewrite your number and add 2 zeros as placeholders. Move your decimal point over 2 spots. So 15 thousandths is what you get when you divide 1 5/10 into 100 equal pieces. And that's it for me today, people. I would like you to go ahead and do your measurement problem on your own. This one should be easy because it's 1/2, and I'm sure you can think of lots of fractions that are equivalent to 1/2, and then try to do the line plot. I'm kind of curious to see how far you can get with it on your own, okay? So go ahead and work on that, do the best you can, and let me see your honest attempt to do it on your own.